What's up, Rovers? Today we're going to be taking a closer look at 11 tips you wish you knew when you started Wuthering Waves. Now, I honestly should have released this video sooner, as some of this stuff is from even CBT2. We'll be focusing more on quality of life tips and tricks rather than strict progression related stuff unless super important. Without further ado, let's jump in. First one. I'm sure you all hate the current camera implementation, which rears its ugly head most in the tower. Now, this fix will not solve all the problems, such as repeatedly locking the camera onto something invisible, or randomly swinging camera into the floor or sky, but those are bugs they're working on for the 1.1 patch. Anyways, go into your settings, shut every single camera setting on the bottom here. Off. Camera reset? That makes your camera reset later on idle. Maybe you can have it on, but I prefer it off. But these other three? Moving camera correction makes camera realign when you move. Ever mess up a jump because of the camera readjusting just before the jump? Combat camera correction forces camera to track what you attack, whether lock on or not. Turning it off removes most of the aggressive tracking, but will still angle somewhat slowly. Now, assisted aiming is what causes you to randomly hit enemies you aren't even trying to hit. Sometimes this fails even when off, but most of the jank targeting will stop happening. Note that this only works for when you are not locked on an enemy with middle mouse. It also doesn't work well on hard-coded trackers, like GN's alt basic attack direction. Second one, confused on how a puzzle works? Can't find objectives? Just run around spamming sensor. Every destructible and interactable object in the game, even if currently not interactable, will be highlighted by your sensor within a massive radius. Good for finding hidden objects, chests, or puzzle tools. Now that we're on the topic of exploration, how about when you're trying to clean the map and don't know what's missing? Open your map, click the compass for the region your character is currently in. It will pull up a list of resonance beacons, sonance caskets, chests, blob flies, and viewpoints you're missing. It won't tell you where they are, which you can use and find with utilities, but combined with an interactive map can easily tell what you're missing for that last 2 or 5% in the area. How about co-op exploration? Did you know you can steal from other people's worlds? Yup. So, flowers are not shared on pickup, only one person can get them before it disappears for everyone from the host's world. Ores and shell credits, on the other hand, are fully shared and you will get them when anyone kills anything anywhere and loots them on the map. But what about echoes then? They are not shared, but they are also obviously not stolen. Each person rolls echoes independently on whether they dropped or not and at what rarity. Now you know. Ask your friend before you go stealing their flowers. Next up are those red mist elites. Now, these respawn every week. Yep, I had someone tell me they respawn on Wednesdays instead of Mondays with weekly reset, but that might be wrong, I don't really remember. Anyways, if you want one more chance at gold echoes, go take them out too. It's where I got 2 of my correct main stat elemental herons from. They'd be here, but I killed them this week already. Want to know what echoes you picked up as fast as possible on your daily run? Don't open your character menu. Press B to open up your inventory instead. Move to the echoes page and sort by time added. Now you can see them all in one big screen. Now, normally exiting the screen resets it to sorting by level. To keep it sorting by time added, just click a different sidebar menu before exiting, like weapons or consumables. Now when you open B back up, one single click is all you need to look at your echoes again. Still sorted by time added. How about this? Now that we're geared at 2 weeks post-release, you've probably taken a run at the tower. Did you know that the Vigor system only locks your characters in, but not their gear? If you're super short on an investment, you can do a run with one team, then remove their gear and put it on your team too and run the other stages. It's what I did with my Calchero and GN before I pulled Verdant Summit, passing Autumn Trace back and forth between them. If you have a universal set of lingering tunes, you can do this too. And obviously Moonlit and healing sets can be passed across supports as well. But what if you're not just doing tower? What if you're learning how hologram fight patterns work? Is there a way to protect yourself easier? Sure, this is an Excarat. I'm sure you've gotten a couple of these echoes around already. I actually learned this from Steparu during CBT2 a couple of months ago, so this one is a shouty thanks to him. Casting its echo skill puts you underground, moving at a fixed pace while being completely invincible for a few seconds. It follows the direction your mouse aims. Perfect for getting away from really scary attacks, like the Morning Ike's 10-hit combo after the big scream. Surely, you'll eventually learn to run away on time. This might even work for Trowlus' 10-hit combo once his hologram gets added in the future. This uses a top echo slot, so if you use it, put it on a support and not your DPS obviously. While on the topic of echo utility, the Impermanence Heron lets you fly a bit further, whereas the Inferno Rider lets you ride at a much faster speed for about 5 seconds. While they have decent cooldowns, it's still handy for an exploration team slot on your team building page. Echo presets would be nice to have, Kuro. And of course, finally, there's the Raving Turtle too. How about the one big investment tip I have? Now, right now, you're short on Echo EXP and eventually Echo tuners, right? Here's a surprise, you've probably heard about it already. After Union 40, you'll also be short on shell credits. Why? It takes roughly 500k to 1 million shell credits to bring a single unit's entire kit from level 60 to 70. This includes their weapons, their own ascensions and leveling, and their Forte skill level cap increases. If you're seeing this video while the intensive training event is still ongoing, you should be spending it on the shell credits simulation training option. Speaking of Forte skills, want an easy way to determine what skills to level first? For DPSs, the biggest priority is always their Forte circuit. The circuit is what makes units unique and feel different, but it is also what allows their source of scaling mechanics and interactions in place, allowing skills and ults to synergize a lot better. It will always be the most important for DPS units. For supports, it is still typically the most important, but because you can half-ass support investment, you don't have to put as much in. Typically, if the Forte circuit refers to your liberation, then your liberation will be the second highest priority. If it doesn't, then you can assume your resonance skill will be the second highest priority. Enjoy this forbidden knowledge. Intro skill is almost never important beyond just free damage. If you want to test some rotations on your kit, the game does have a testing dummy. To the west of Jinju City in the Central Plains, yes, this is still considered Central Plains, there's a bandit NPC here with a chest. You might have fought him before for it, but you can always come back and talk to him to fight again. He is reasonably tanky, but will not survive against fully built teams. So if you want to practice rotations, just put level 1 gray weapons on your units to test things out. I recommend even placing a custom teleport here if you don't want to make the trek back each time. And the last tip, if you've been looking to try and merge your echoes together, then wait until you're Union 40. Why? Well, the type of echoes that you get out of it is determined by your databank, and at databank 19, which requires Union 40, you'll see this highest drop rarity here. It has an 80% chance of being gold, rather than databank 18 being only 50%. So hold on to them till then. If you already burned them, well, I mean, can't go back on that now, and hopefully you got some useful echoes out of it. That's it for my tips. I hope today's tips have been helpful to you. Cheers! I do stream almost every single day on Wuthering Waves, and we've already clocked several hundred hours into the CBT and 1.0 live. If there are any questions you might have, you might get them answered faster if you stop by while I'm there. Links are down in the description. If this is your first time watching, feel free to leave a like or better yet subscribe. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Stick around if you want to see interesting videos on a nearly daily basis. Don't miss out on any of that, do you? And that'll be it for this video. Thank you all for watching and see you all next time.
Darkest hours nearing, in silence we try.